Alright, welcome back everybody to round 2 of our Too Many Bones Undertow campaign. For those of you who missed the first video, we took on Barnacle. We got in 5 days, we got 5 straight progress points and crushed Barnacle with partly luck. We ended up Gasket here ended up getting his power spike just as Barnacle came out. We had some flaming what were these, flaming arrows or something that we could use. You know, we basically just saved up all of our good stuff for Barnacle, so he's out of the picture now. Now essentially we really just move right into the next day. Now what I've done is I have randomly chosen a baddie, and so we have Kollosum here. It says Kollosum, like the deep wood, the jungles of southern Daylor remain largely unmapped. The thick canopy and variety of creatures there make for a difficult traversal. This means it's an ideal location for nefarious experiments and dark dealings. Kollosum happens to be the result of such experiments. With a second brain attached to his back, it's uncertain who or what is controlling him, or perhaps the extra gray matter has created a creature with intelligence off the charts. So that's the tyrant we're going after. And I have created what appears to be a much smaller encounter deck here, because it's only going to take 3 progress points instead of 5 to reach and then take on Kollosum. And I essentially only have 4 cards in here because I was instructed to take the number of encounters equal to the, you know, number of progress points needed for the tyrant, which is 3, and then to add in any extra cards of his, which was only 1. And so I guess I really only have 4 days to get this done. So this is going to be hopefully a quick playthrough for this round. Just for some clarification here, I earned Barnacle's Eye, which is essentially his die, which I can then use as a loot item, but it doesn't go away unless I want to chuck that loot. But it's a die that I can use dex to roll in battle, and you know, depending on what side I get, it tells me here. Unfortunately, I looked into it and it appears that Gasket is not available to hold on to that die, which would be amazing because he does not exhaust skill die at the end of use. So this is going to have to go over to Duster here, and so Duster's at 3 out of 4. Now she's got a half-used explosive arrows here. She's got her Krellin Caviar, and she's got her Barnacle Eye. That I'm just gonna take this, and I guess I'll stick it up here so that I don't forget about it. I also earned a training point for each member of the team. What I did was I went ahead and gave Gasket 1 more health, so he's up to 5 now, and I gave Duster her Flint and Tinder die, which does not, you don't use this during the battle. You're actually going to use this during the recovery phase to see, and it's going to give you free recovery HP. So we might be able to recover HP and still scout the land, or if both myself and Nightshade are damaged, then I can heal both of us up with one way or the other. So I feel like things are going to get tougher because our day counter stayed where it's at. So we're actually going to tick this up here to 7 as we begin our journey after Kollosum. And that's pretty much it. Everything plays the same, but we get to keep everything we've unlocked so far. So you can see that we are slowly building up to being these amazing Gearlocs, and I think that's what's so fun about the campaign, because when you just do the one-off scenarios, yes, if you play Nobulus, it's going to take a few more rounds than Barnacle did. Barnacle's one of the easier tyrants to go after, but you're still not going to get anywhere near to unlocking everything on your battle mat here. So let's go ahead and get started with our first encounter. All right. Beached bums. Of course, no Gearloc thinks they're bad at steering a raft, but then again, misplaced confidence appears to be a hallmark of our culture. Any other day, the shimmering sandbar we're beached on would be a lovely place to break for lunch. However, the grinding of Nobulus's hench beasts drown out our serene environs, announcing that a fight is imminent. Leaving the raft is not an option, as we'll never reach the break on foot. Holster your blades and get digging. We can still free the raft, someone shouts. This is gonna get messy. Alright, so we only have one option here. And essentially it's a free the raft, and I'm guessing baddies are attacking us while we're going here. So we're doing half baddie points. We're at 7 now, rounded up, so that would be 4, but we also have to include 2 mechs. So that's really, to start off the battle, we're just going to take these top 2 mechs here, and that's 6, so that's more than enough of our baddie points. Now, oh, and one thing I did forget to mention, I actually only need to get to 3, so this doesn't seem as bad, because where was my campaign? Yes, my campaign rewards, which I don't know if I'm going to need it or not. It's like a last-ditch effort thing, but you can see I gained a progress point towards Kollosum with this campaign. This symbol here means that I earned his unique die as a reward and a training point. We already talked about that. So I keep this over here in Gasket's side because he's holding it for me. All right, so back to business now. This would be our second victory point or progress point if we are able to obtain or free the raft. So we've built our baddie cube, but then it says at the end of each round, if any obstacles still remain on the battle mat, I'm going to add in a mech. Treat Krellin starting positions as mech starting positions for this battle. So we're beached, so technically the mechs are coming in off the beach to attack us. And we've got some obstacles here. So obstacles has HP equal to the party size, so 2. Okay, so let me grab some of my obstacles here. And these are, one side is all raft, so we're gonna put one here and one here. Okay, so it says at the end of the round, if any obstacles still remain on the battle mat, we have to add another mech. So basically our priority is going to be to defeat these guys, but also these obstacles which have an HP of 2. So I'm gonna put this down here for right now, just to remind myself these have an HP of 2. Let's see who's gonna be starting. We have ourselves a mech hound. He has swap and disruption. Now let's see what, I'm pretty sure I know what swap means. At the end of this unit's turn, it will switch positions with the closest, strongest opponent unit. Okay, and then disruption means advance the round counter die to the bleeding side at the end of the round. So essentially this fight's going to go super fast, because anytime we make it to that bleeding, that's essentially round 6 and higher, everybody, no matter what, takes a direct damage at the beginning of the round. So you know, we just may need to outlast these guys here. This may not last very long at all. So he's going to start with 3 health. And he gets to be initiative 3. Okay. And then number 2 here is going to be Abomination Prototype. Ooh. All right. So he also has disruption. Oh, it's only a disruption on the bones, so that's not too bad. Self-repair 2, which means he's going to heal back up to 2, I believe. And he doesn't roll dice. Neither one of these guys roll dice. They actually just start with their shield. And I believe self-repair 2 just means that they're going to gain back up their shields if they have none. At the start of this unit's turn, place a defense dice totaling the number on it up to the stat. Okay, so yeah, you're basically always going to have to remove the stat die. Now I believe if it already has a defense die on it, that it's not going to add to it, but if there's no defensive die, we're going to have to add to it. So correct me if I'm wrong, but these guys are both melee, so they're starting here and here right next to the obstacles. It says if they knew in the encounter. Okay, so we've got our baddie stack here in case we need to pull out any additional mechs. you know, really this could go any way. So let's just roll in. This guy also is a 3. Let's see where we're going. All right, 5 and 4. So that's good. We're going first. Let's pull these out. Okay. All right, so round 1, I get to decide where I want to start here. I guess. So this guy hits harder. So I guess we're gonna come down here and be right here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. If I roll this, he's not a Krellin, so I want to get that symbol. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so it's 50% chance of hitting that one. Okay. All right, and then Gasket, we are just gonna put up here like that. Now, Gasket, he gets to keep his innate Steambot Pro ability because we are on the same adventure. Our day counter hasn't reset or anything like that, so he's actually going to get to start with 4 defense to start off with. So right off the bat, he is doing pretty good. Okay, now I think I want to go ahead and get bleed on each of these guys. These are going to start in their full positions. All right, so I think everything's good pre-match here. Nightshade, let's see if we actually gonna bring Nightshade out this time. All right, so Duster's going first as per usual. And I think our focus is gonna have to be on here. So let's do 2 dice to attack this. Let's do our bottled smoke and our bleed. So I've got 1 more. Moving 1 away isn't really going to help anything. So I guess maybe we'll just do 3 attack die. Yeah, so my plan is to hopefully go invisible after this, destroy this, put some pot shots on this guy, and then go invisible. So let's see what we get here. All right, so not nearly what I was hoping for. 2 misses. Okay. The 1, so I'm just simply gonna put that there. I've got my bottled smoke, which I can use, and I'm gonna put the bleed token on this guy because bleed does direct damage, so it's gonna bypass the shields here and just cut away at him. Unfortunately, that means since I couldn't take care of this, unless I have Gasket go after it, we're gonna get another mech on the board after this. So I am gonna go ahead and go invisible here. And that is essentially my turn, kind of a bust turn. So I am hoping to get up here to Fortunate Discovery with my either that or maybe even up to innate +1, because my consumables here can add poison, which is very similar to bleed. It's going to add damage to my person. So, all right, so Gasket gets to go next, and Gasket, we need to do this Hydro Valve. I want to go ahead and cut the guy. I am going to take a shot across the map to here. Anytime you have a ranged weapon, it can reach anywhere on the map. There is no range counters, or you don't have to count spaces. If they're on the map, you can hit them with range. So here's 1, 2, 3, and then I guess I'll throw this one out there, because this one, if I can hit this guy, adjacent attacks will go and arc onto here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will just do a basic attack because I'm planning on just sitting here and taking this next attack like a boss. All right, so you can see here we have our bones that we're gonna have to activate, and since I have no other bones, it's gonna be hotfix. Just a reminder to remind myself is hotfix. Gasket adds or increases a defense die by 1. So not the worst thing in the world. But let's see what else we can do here to finish these guys off. All right, so I'm gonna do one on this one, but then I'm also gonna do this attack, which does one here, but also arcs one over to here. So doesn't do much really, but it's gonna take out this obstacle. So there's one gone. This one gets to come back. This one will just go up there. Now range here, I am gonna go ahead and use that on this obstacle. So it takes care of that one. So that obstacle's done. This die comes back. And I get to put a bleed token on this guy. This now goes into my hotfix. I immediately have to resolve it, and I'm going to add a third defensive die. So, you know, it wasn't the end of the world here. And I did use 1, 2, 3 up here, so this gets ticked down. I need to start doing that as soon as I activate these die. So you can see that if I had rolled this symbol, you know, I still would have done these 3, but since I rolled the bone, I kind of got my stuff off and then I malfunctioned a little, however you want to call it. All right, so then next we have the blue guy going up here. He's got bleed on him, so he takes 1 direct damage. Then he's going to self-repair, I guess, back up to 2. Not really sure. And then he's going to strike me for 2 attack die. All right, so a bones and a 1. So now the bones, we can see, is disruption. So at the end of this round, we're going to go straight into the everybody's bleeding out phase. Gasket does 1 point of damage, so I'm going to take that away. And now we'll move over to this guy. He activates, he takes a direct damage, and he doesn't need to updo any shields. So he is just attacking me for 1 die. All right, well, no, that's not true, because he can't see me. I forgot about that. So he's then going to focus on Gasket here, and he's gonna go 1, 2 closer to Gasket. Since he can't reach me, since he's melee, he can't do anything else, and he just stays put there. No attacks are made. All right, so next round, but since it's disruption, we're now all bleeding out at the beginning of the round. So from what I understand how this works, everybody loses a direct damage right here, right now, which means that our 2 guys, if I can't defeat them, are going to take their bleed effect and simply die. So this is going to be the last round, but maybe we can you know, take them out early, I guess. It doesn't really matter. I don't even know why I'm rolling stuff at this point. So one thing I can do is go ahead and use backstab for Duster, which is stab a baddie that's adjacent to both Duster and Nightshade, so I can't do that. Nightshade's not on the board. I haven't gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, normally 6 health. I'm only down to 5. All right, so I need Nightshade on the board to be able to do that. All right. So yeah, I basically just am trying to go after this guy. I guess I'll use my Vibra Blades and my throwing knives up here, and 1, 2, 3 attack. Let's see what Duster can do here. Yeah. All right, so we got quite a bit going on here. We have another bone, Cry Wolf. I don't need to do that. Would have liked to have seen 1 more, but I think we're gonna end here, so I'm gonna lose my bones. I am gonna be able to do 1 shot on this guy, so that's actually going to defeat him. So this comes back. He's gone. Put him up there. This is done, and so that was my throwing knives. Then my Vibra Blades is going to take away his... Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This guy should be at... He's not done yet. I forgot he had shields. I was ignoring his shields, so his shields just go down to 1. I don't even know why I stuck it over there. So this Vibroblades takes off his shields, and then I've got 1, 2, 3. That definitely takes him out, so he's definitely dead. So all this stuff comes off. This comes away. And again, you know, I'm really just kind of going through the motions for technicality's sake. All right, and then I guess we will just do a whole bunch of stuff for Gasket here. It's not like you gain any additional HP or experience points or anything like that, so we don't need this because we're going to use this. So that's 1, takes away his that, and 2 takes him out. So pretty simple. Everybody's gone. All right, so let's come back here now. Give myself back all my die. And put these back away. All this stuff is back. This stuff, I don't know why I keep taking it down. This stuff can just stay, that can stay. Okay, so Gasket is down to 1, 2, 3. So he's going to heal back up to 5. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Duster's only 1 off, so she's going to roll her Flint and Tinder die here and technically heal for 2, which she can only add 1 to get herself up to full health for 6. But that means that we get to scout the area. 1, 2, 3 means we get to reveal the next 1-point baddie, which is going to be Blind Strike and Dodge. Blind Strike can be kind of helpful because he'll smack his own people around. So Blind Strike says, at the start of turn, this unit deals number damage to strongest adjacent unit. Doesn't matter who it is, so as long as we're not near him. And then Dodge says this unit's HP cannot be reduced with just attack die. So I'm okay with this guy being out because we've got lots of extra die. And if I can put him in the right position, he's actually going to smack around his teammates per se. So moving back to our scenario card, we now have 2 out of 3 that we need. We're each going to get a training point or 2 training points, and we're going to get a loot card. So we've got Jungle Spear. At any time on your turn, roll 2 attack dice and deal combined damage to any non-adjacent unit. So again, Gasket is not able to use this, so I am currently going to hold on to this with Duster for right now. So Duster is full up on loot. All right, 2 additional training points. So I think that I want to start to upgrade Nightshade here. So I'm going to bring in Promise of Prey. I don't think I need Feign Death. I could go ahead and use Infusion Bracers. I could go ahead and jump up my Dex for free, my health for free, but I feel like this is okay. I feel like my Dex is okay. You know, maybe my attack die. So let's go ahead and make an attempt. I'm gonna have to roll 3 white die here. All right, and I did it. So my other one will be attack. So now I can roll 4 attack die. And let's see, for Gasket, I think I am gonna go ahead and do, what do we want to do for Gasket? We can start doing his directive dice, or we can cut gut. Unit with bleed effect on it. Place gut on that unit until his defeated unit takes 1 true damage after each position it moves. So I could really hurt somebody. So maybe, yeah, gut or get. Get means deal damage to unit with grab on it, remove grab, and place unit on a position adjacent to Gasket. I think maybe we're gonna do gut for 1. So gut is this die right here. And then utility is shield, shift, power. Oh, I wanted to do scram, so I need ram. Yeah, I need to be able to get ram to do scram. you know what? Let's go for an attack upgrade. All right, and we did it. So I definitely just want to be able to roll as many attack die as I want at any given time. So there's our 2 training points. We have upgraded our guys. We're going to tick this up to 8 now. And I'm going to stick this under Kollosum. We just need 1 more training point. All right. What the mech? Get it open now. We haven't slept. The mechs have been chasing us for most of the night. We find a hiding spot, hold our breath, wait for the mechs to patrol the area, get discovered, rinse and repeat. We've eluded a few, smashing them against trees and kicking them into the Cybron, but a couple of dodged pursuers continue to give chase. At last, we've spotted a building with a door, strong enough to hold them back. There's a fairly simple mechanism controlling the door. We just need to get inside, and we'll be rid of these things. Of course, who knows what's inside? All right, so one big option here. Allow me to introduce you to today's panel. Baddie Q's is Baddie points, and it has to include 2 mechs. So we've got these 2 guys here. That's 6. So then Blind Strike guy is going to come in, and we'll stack it like that. That creates our Baddie Q of 8. All right, it's got to include 2 mechs. Use an obstacle chip. All right, let's bring this back out. We're going to put the obstacle chip up here. We're actually going to be using all these. So. All right, obstacle chip. That's the access panel. Any Gearloc adjacent to this access panel may spend a dex to make a lockpick attempt on this 3T3F panel. An opened lock will remain open for next attempt. Only 1 attempt is allowed per each Gearloc turn. Okay, so we're going to have to do at least 2 attempts on this. Once panel is unlocked, Gearlocs may move adjacent to it and spend 1 dex to enter lab. Party may also auto-unlock and enter if defeating all baddies. Okay, encounter is successful. Success is achieved if baddies are defeated or all conscious Gearlocs enter lab. If lab is entered, find special encounter council labs, research and development, and place it on top of the encounter deck. Okay, so we're going to get 2 more training points. We're going to get lots of stuff for this. This is going to set us up for Kollosum and give us a special encounter at the beginning of Nobulus. So essentially here, let's just see what we're going to be working with. All right. So number 1 is a Spiderbot 4.0. It's got equipment and bleed. Equipment is when this unit enters the battle mat, roll a d6. Okay. 6 is increase its initiative die by 2. So this guy's now a 4. All right. So he's set. And he's also got bleed, which means if he hits us, we place a bleed effect on the target. Okay. He's going to have 2 health. And he is ranged, so he's going to start down here. All right, who's next? This is a Mech Darter. He's got Self-Repair 1 and Swap, so we already know what that is. Oh, and this guy starts with 2. This guy starts with 3, but he only self-repairs 1. This guy doesn't self-repair at all. All right, he's got 4 health. So 7 total, really. He's melee, so he's going to start down here. All right. We've got our guy with Blind Strike. He's going to be number 3. We already discussed his 2 things. He is melee, so he's going to start up here, which is unfortunate. And then this last guy is a Chimp Halfwit, who's got Blind Strike 1 and 1 Mind, which 1 Mind says, on this unit's turn, all other beast type baddies roll 1 attack guy against their targets. So that's only this guy, so we just kind of need to stay away from this guy for a minute. All right, so 3, he's melee, so he's going to start right here. Ideally, if I had had this guy down here, had them all together. So I need to get this guy towards some of his other baddies. That's kind of what we're hoping for, because this guy, like right off the bat, is going to attack him next to him. So let's see. Yellow has an initiative of 4. He has an initiative of 4. So boom, boom, and 3. All right, so let's see where we're going coming in. Okay, I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news first. My camera malfunctioned and completely shut off at some point about 15 minutes ago, unbeknownst to me, and I lost my footage of the last battle. But the good news is that I'm going to give you a super fast play-by-play of the battle, and we're going to move right into the Tyrant battle here. So this video is going to be shorter than expected. Essentially, last time I started Duster up here right next to the door and did an successful first lock attempt and was able to take out this baddie with her throwing knives in her very first turn. So she spent, you know, essentially her whole focus was on the door, while Gasket sat down here and his whole focus was just drawing these other three's attention, being a tank, taking all the damage, and then as soon as she had the door open, he got himself up and he ran. So there you go. That's what happened. It took literally 2 rounds. It was not very exciting. You didn't miss much. I have now set up Kollosum here and some few catch-up points. I earned 2 training points each, and so for Gasket, I bumped up his health and I gave him his tertiary canister. And I'm going to cover one more thing on his mat in a second. And over here I brought in the Nightshade ferocity die, and I bumped up something. What else did I bump up over here? I can't remember. But one thing I did realize is that since I had a break in the action, I wanted to make sure I knew the proper rules for Nightshade, and then I just took a quick look at Gaskets because I wanted to remember, oh, how can I use Toss Loot to get Hydro back? And I realized that this power converter die should have been on my map the entire time. Now it starts set at 0, but I can chuck a loot card, which I earned at the end of the last one. I earned this power cell card, which could allow me to reroll dice, but currently Duster has is full up on loot, and Gasket can't use loot, so all he can really do is consume it to get the power converter up here. But if I chuck it, I set this to 3, and then I can tick it down once per round to gain 1 HP back. I haven't needed it yet, so it's been fine. I don't feel like I've been missing something, but oh my gosh, this just sat at the bottom of his sheet and I completely missed that it had a little circle around it, and it should have been there the entire time. So essentially we have Kollosum, big old Kollosum here with 8 HP right here in the center. He cannot be attacked if there are any other baddies on the map. He has Blind Strike 3, which is vicious at the beginning of his turn, and he has Recover 1 also at the beginning of his turn. This other guy here has Trap, which I just rolled. I rolled a 1, and that means I had to roll the poison effect die, and it ended up on this Weaken 2, which means I get to choose who it goes on, and I chose to put it on Duster, so Duster is actually only going to have a dexterity of 3 for her very first turn. He's also got Blind Strike 1, and this guy has Detonate 2 and Careless, so if we can get him down to just 1 health and not kill him, that's perfect, because then he's going to detonate and hit anybody around him for 2, which, you know, can be Kollosum. If he gets Blind Striked or hit by Detonate or something like that, he can be hit early on. Our goal here is to simply get rid of Kollosum, not everybody on the mat. If he rolls this ape symbol, we're going to add to the baddie queue, possibly. And if he rolls this brain symbol, he's actually going to control one of the Gearlocs and make them attack each other. So that's the one we don't want to see. But it is a 50-50 chance. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I've got all my canisters maxed out. I've gotten my defense for Steambot Pro. I don't think I need to do anything with Duster. Nightshade's ready to go. I've got her stuff. Actually, I guess I should go ahead and say that I am going to use Krellin Caviar. Heal yourself for 1 HP at the start of each of your turns. Place this in the loot prep area to remind yourself. I am just going to stick it right over here under Nightshade. So I've got Krellin Caviar. I've got one more round of explosive arrows and my jungle spear I can chuck at one point or another. Anytime on your turn, roll 2 attack dice and deal combined damage to any non-adjacent unit. It does not cost dex. This one does cost dex. Okay. Explosive arrows deal 2 damage. Deal 2 damage to any position and 1 damage to adjacent positions on the battle mat. 2 uses. So I've already used this once. I'm assuming I got to keep it. It's not like you activate it in one battle and you have to use it in that battle. So I think I'm going to use that on this guy and get him down to the point where he's going to detonate right off the bat. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. Kollosum does get to go first, and he's going to blind strike the the strongest hero, which is this guy right off the bat. So that is good for us, because this guy's nasty. He's rolling 3 attack dice. Okay, then he's going to move in, and he's going to roll his 3 dice against Gasket. Okay. Alright, so no shield for you. Unfortunately, he is going to do this one, and then he's going to attack for 1. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, knock this down, and I am okay with Gasket's now got to, we're going to say Gasket's going to be taken over. Weakest Gearloc, they're the same right now. Must move adjacent to closest fellow Gearloc, then attack it, rolling all attack dice attack stat. Ugh, which is 4. That's gruesome. Okay. That could have been worse. Alright, so 3, 1, 2, 3 to Duster. But that means that oh wait, no, Duster's gonna heal. It has less than full HP. Ugh. Okay. So Nightshade's not quite coming out yet. Alright, so that is his turn. Now, it is Duster's turn. She's only got 3 dex, but her Krellin Caviar is going to give her 1 HP back right away. And she is right off the bat going to go ahead and then use her explosive arrows. So this is actually an encounter card. We'll put that up there and do 2 damage to this guy here. Yeah. All right. So now I got to figure out how to keep that guy in the best position. So, all right, she's got 3 dexterity. I would love to 1, 2. What do I want to do here? I would love to bring this guy down and get him next to. Oh, so yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do 1, 2, and then we're gonna roll a defensive die here. Hopefully this doesn't backfire. All right, so I've got 1 in the tank. All right. Yeah, I got to figure out how I can do this. Okay. All right, so that's Duster's turn. She can take this off now. All right, Gasket's going to start by moving right over here, right? Yeah, because he could go 1, 2. He could reach me over here. I can't get out of range of Kollosum, but I can get out of range of his blind strike attack. So from here, I am going to throw in a couple more defense die. I'm going to throw in my range die. And I have to throw this one in. So I moved once, and here's my 4 die. Yep, so there's my 5 decks. All right, so I have this that I'm gonna go ahead and use right now to do hotfix, which is gonna allow me to bump this one up. Then I can put this one in place, and then I can put this bone out. And then this guy is a attack for 1. So it's gonna tick this down to there, and I'm gonna hit this guy right here. Sorry if I should have announced that ahead of time, but that's who I was going after. Perfect. Okay, so Gasket's turn is done. Now, Purple is gonna go. He's gonna blind strike, nobody around. He's going to move in here, and then he's going to attack the strongest guy, which is going to be Gasket. And he's rolling 3 attack die and 1 defense die, which is nasty. Ooh, but a good roll. No defense for him, and simply just 1 attack. So we'll take that die away, and that we got out of that pretty good. Okay. Then this last guy is going to go. He is heading towards the weakest character, which right now is Duster. So he's going to go boom, boom. Yep, this worked out quite well. He can't get there. He has no, I guess he could roll his, I guess he rolls these dice out. Yeah, so he gives himself a shield, but he's below health, so he's going to detonate, kill himself. These guys are both being taken out. And so there you go. But what I didn't really think about is that now this is going to bring out 2 more baddies onto that. So I still can't go after Kollosum. I don't even know how I'm supposed to go after this guy. All right. I really don't understand where the strategy is going to be coming from. Okay. So I'm going to need these health chips in just a second. All right. So moving on to round 2. Now let's bring in our next baddie at number 2. So he's got 2 health. He's got blind strike 1 and dodge. I'll have to remind myself of what that is here in a second. And then this guy is going to come in at 3. He is ranged, so he's actually going to start back here. He's got 1 health, and he's at 6, but he comes in at the end. So I guess he activates before this guy, I think. Okay, so signal to 1 point baddie. Gotta figure signal number. At the start of this unit's turn, add a single lesser baddie to the bottom of the baddie queue. This skill triggers once per turn for the number of rounds. Okay, so he's gonna signal twice. For 2 rounds, he's gonna bring in a 1 point baddie and add it to the bottom of the queue there. Okay. All right. Okay. We're okay. All right. So again, let's see here. Kollosum's going to go ahead and go. Now we do get to decide for Kollosum. He doesn't have anybody to blind strike. He can come in here. He's a 1 movement to get to Gasket either way. So I can legally put him right here and get him into the fray. Now, he could move diagonally, but he didn't need to in that case. All right, so he's going to roll his 3 die. 1 of each color here. All right, so there is exactly 3 baddies in the baddie queue, so this die does nothing. He shields up for 1, and he hits for 1. All right. Okay, so he's done. Now, Duster gets 1 HP at the beginning of her turn. All right. And so I think I want to use throwing knives and maybe even, what does dodge mean? This unit's HP cannot be reduced with attack dice. Okay. So I think I'm going to use throwing knives and the jungle spear. Anytime on your turn, roll 2 attack dice and deal combined damage to any non-adjacent unit. Deal combined damage to any non-adjacent unit. I really only need to hit this guy for 1, so that seems like a waste. We're going to hold this. I'm going to throw my throwing knives at this guy. I am going to roll bottle smoke here, here. I get 5 total this turn. I do not want to be next to this guy. So I think what I'm going to do is spend 1, 2 decks and then roll these 3 die. Alright, so perfect. This is going to take out this guy, so he's gone now. Put that there. Put that there. He's gone. Okay. Bottled smoke goes up here, and this was a miss. So if I want ferocity to come back, I'm going to have to use my backup plan at some point or another here. Okay, so Duster's done. Now Gasket cannot go after Kollosum. So what he can do is Baddie placing first place Gearlocs, then Baddies. Do not place any more Baddies from the Baddie queue if non-tyrant Baddies on mat are equal to or exceed the number of Gearlocs on the mat. Okay, yeah, I just don't know how I'm supposed to get ahead of the game here. I might as well just try and get rid of this guy. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. Unfortunately, he's really in a great spot, and I want to get some defense die back. So I rolled 2. I've got 3 dice left I can roll. 1, 2, 3. All right. So I can hit this guy for 1. I don't believe there's any arcing in that one. So I didn't need this. This is going to go down to 3, and I get a shield back. Okay. All right. You know what? Actually, I want a Duster to be right here. Yeah, we're just gonna park her right here because I want that guy to stay right there. All right. Okay. So this guy's gonna blind strike 1, so he's gonna hit Kollosum, take off his shield, and then he's going to go after Duster with a single attack die, and that takes away her shield. Okay. So now we're good. That's perfect. All right. We do need to bring in our next Baddie queue. So yeah, all these guys went. 3 is definitely going to be at the end now as we move on to round 3. All right. So we have another Detonate 2, Careless, Melee, 3 guy here. Okay. So there we go. All right. That guy's there. Okay, so Kollosum again is going to blind strike and take this guy out. All right, so that went to our advantage. There we go. Now I just need to figure out how to get rid of this guy quickly so I can take some shots at Kollosum. Okay, so then he can move diagonally, so he's really going to go right there because, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Gasket is still the primary target. So he's going to come down right here. Yeah, he would take the shortest movement, so I can't make him go right here, which is unfortunate. So he's going to come right here, stop, and roll his 3 dice. All right, so this means that the weakest Gearloc must move adjacent to closest feral Gearloc if possible. He misses with this. He attacks for 2. So let's just take these 2 out. So we've done all that. She's the weakest Gearloc, so she's got a dex of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She can get here, and then her dexterity allows her to then roll 1 attack die. Ugh. Alright. That kind of backfired. Okay. But now, let's see. This might not be too bad. Okay. So, and from what I understand, even bottled smoke does not get her away from blind strike. So, yeah. All right. So, start of her turn. This Krell Caviar is actually keeping Nightshade from making it onto the map here. All right. I need to do 3 damage to this guy. So, I think we're gonna go ahead and get out our infusion bracers. Yeah, infusion bracers. I'm gonna roll at least 1 defensive die. I need to move 1, 2, so I'm out of the way. I've got 3 dice left I can roll. So yeah, actually I've got bottled smoke I can roll. I wanna make sure I get this guy. So here we go. Well, yeah. Okay, perfect. 1 into here and 3 on this guy. So he gets taken out before he can detonate. And now we can actually take some shots at our main man here. So, okay. Good. I think I will go ahead and use bottled smoke here. She's now untargetable. All right, so Gasket is going to definitely go 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and let me remind myself what Gut is gonna do. Gut is gonna deal damage to an adjacent unit with a bleed effect on it. Place Gut on that unit until it is defeated. Unit takes 1 true damage for each position it moves. So yes, this is what I want to do. I'm going to spend 3 dex to run up here, and I'm going to hit him. No, I guess I can only spend 2 dex to get up here. 1, 2. So I really can't get away because I need to roll my hydro valve. So you can go 1, 2, but that's going to leave him with no defense. So yeah, I don't need to use my untargetable die yet, because he's only going to move 1 just so he doesn't get affected by blind strike. Then we're going to make this guy move. So I've got 4 dex left to spend. Yeah, I need defense. I cannot go up against some of these guys without it, right? No, maybe I should do untargetable. Just get this over with. All right, and then we're gonna spread out maybe. Yeah. Okay. So sticking with the original plan here. All right, missed my shields, so that goes there. But then I can use dehumidifier, which is going to give me a dex back. Oh my God, why can't I find the 4? I get a 4. I get to place a 1 up here, and these come out. All right, I'm okay with that. Then to play these, it's gonna be 3 hydro. So we go there, but I'm placing bleed and gut on to Kollosum, which means he's going to take a true damage at the beginning of every turn. Every time he moves this space, he's going to take a true damage. Now, I'm not targeting him. I'm only targeting him now, so hopefully we just need to outlast him for the next 3 rounds and run away from him, essentially, is what we're going to do. We're going to spread out and run away. Okay, so that was everybody's turn. Let's move on to round 4. So we need to bring in some of our baddies back here. here is this guy. He is untargetable if he rolls a bone. He's going to start back here. He's got 3 health and he's got range. Okay. And then this guy, let's see, what is he going to be in our way? Kind of. All right, Mischief 1. He's coming in at 4 health. He's a 3. This guy's a 4. Okay, so there goes everybody like that. Mischief 1 stands for remove number of dice from target's active slots before attacking. Okay, so that would be like my shields up here. And this die, I think this guy technically should go over there. So I don't think you can remove that one. I'm gonna put it right there actually, so it's not in the way. All right. Okay. So let's get this show started. All right, 1 true damage off. Nobody to blind strike. He's gonna move up here. 1. Actually, he can move right here, so I get to choose. He still had to move, so gut is 1 true damage off. Then he's gonna roll his standard 3 die. Okay, but it's perfect. I don't know if this is the truth, but Gasket is untargetable, or Duster is untargetable, so Gasket can't see Duster. So I'm going to assume that this doesn't go into play. This is why I left Bottled Smoke on there, otherwise I was wasting Bottled Smoke, but I was hoping that this rolled. So that's how I'm going to play it. If you feel like I played this incorrectly, you can let me know. All right, so his turn is over now. He technically just took away his shield. All right, so untargetable comes off. Duster's done with that. She gets an HP, but she doesn't need one. Okay, so I cannot target this guy. So what do I want to do here? Oh, I guess I could target this guy and just let him start bleeding and then run away. 1, 2, 3. Or maybe 1, 2, 3. I'll just come up next to the monkey. Hopefully be able to attack him next turn. So 1, 2, 3, and I'll roll an attack die. All right. So I missed with this. Cry Wolf, I don't need. I really want Fortunate Discovery. That's what we really want to get to. And then I just hit this guy for 1, which is not much. And then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and come hide up here behind this monkey. Okay, now Gasket needs to get the heck out of here because I don't want him stealing my active die. He can't attack him. I guess he could, take a pot shot, but we definitely want him to go 1, 2, 3. So this guy can only go 1, 2. He won't get to him, and Kollosum won't be able to get to him this round. So 1, 2, 3. We know we have to roll this one. We'll go ahead and just roll a shield and get the heck on out of here. All right. Hot fix means that I can put this in and then I can put another one up and that's it. And then I use my dex to go running. Okay. All right. So these two guys have activated now. Oops. Okay. Purple is going to go. He's going after the weakest character, and that is my choice. So I'm actually going to have him go after Duster here. Duster's not been the focus of much. And 1 defense and 1 on Duster. I'm okay with that. Then this guy's going to go. He's got nobody to mischief, so he's going to go 1, 2. He's trying to get as close as he can. 1, 1, 2. Yeah, you really wouldn't do that. All right, so there we go. On to round 5. We're getting very close to our bleed out round here. This will be our last one. Okay. So, moving right along, Kollosum has nobody to blind strike. Alright, so he's going to lose 1 true damage. And then he's going to move 2, trying to get the Duster, which means he's going to lose 2 more damage. Okay. Then he's a melee character, he's got no range, so he's got nobody to attack. Alright, then Duster. What is Duster going to do? Duster is going to go ahead and roll this one, probably just stay up here in the corner. So let's roll some defense die. And she's not moving, so then she can roll. I don't know why I keep pulling. I've got all these in front of me. There's my 5. Alright. Okay. Pretty good. 2 defense going in. This is now Fortunate Discovery, so I've got that. Although, do I want to go innate +1? I may just go for it. So, 1 damage here, and then 1 more Vibroblade damage. Okay. That gets consumed. Okay. Did I take off 1? Yes. Alright. Alright, so that's her turn. We're like this now. Gasket is going to just run away again, or maybe just move up here. I really don't want him to have to deal with this guy, but 1, 2, Kollosum is going to kill itself at the start of the next round if I can just get out of the way. So we're going to use 1 dex here, and then I've got 4 left to punch at this guy. We'll do these 2. Grab isn't going to do me anything. I really just don't want this guy to hit me. So there's my 4. Alright, so hot fix again. So I'm going to hot fix, which I can bump this one up. That one's done. Then I can put that bone in. And then attacking for 3. And that's going to take care of this guy. Okay, put that there. He goes up there. Okay, so that guy's out of the way. All right, this can come back. I did need to use a canister up, so that one's there. And yeah, so gas gets done. This guy's out of the picture. Our monkey then is going to go after the weakest character, who is Duster. He rolls his 2 die. He shields up and hits for 1. Okay. All right, so that is it. We are now all bleeding out. So, beginning of the round, everybody's going to take a damage here. True damage. All right. Then, Kollosum is going to take a true damage because he's bleeding. And then he's going to try and move up here to Gasket, and that's going to take his last point. And he's dead. This combination right here is awesome. Cut and gut. Cut the gut. What a great combination we've got here. So Kollosum has been defeated. I'm not going to go any further. It is unfortunate that I didn't go ahead and use my bones to get one of my consumables, but that's okay. I need to check and make sure that these don't just stay up here. That would be interesting if I get to leave them up here. I don't think I do, though. I think you gotta build it up within 1 battle. Anyways, moving on. Kollosum's epilogue. The jungle shapes. Apes rain down from the trees as the canister containing Kollosum's second brain shatters, spilling an unknown fluid onto the jungle floor. The freshly grounded apes appear confused. As if waking from a dream, their future behavior is anyone's guess. The knowledge and consciousness they shared with their leader has been severed, but what will they retain? They look around indifferently, but an extra spark of consciousness appears to linger in their faces. Whatever bizarre tech was at work in these jungles seems to have lingering effects. So now I gain Kollosum's other brain, which is essentially his die here. So I get to add another die to my repertoire. I get to take another immediate turn, which is cool. Or I can take a turn for any enemy under mind control. So this one's actually pretty cool. Barnacle, I feel like, is not any good unless you're on the raft. So those are both really cool. I need to draw one of these campaign cards at random. So we're just going to give them a quick shuffle. And we'll pick this one. All right. One mind of their own. Synchronized swinging is the only way to describe it. The blinking of a tracking beacon has led to the discovery of an ape compound hidden deep beneath a jungle canopy. This is very thematic. The apes are haggard and thin, and their movement goes beyond choreography. Every swing, twitch, and murmur is identical. Behind a massive electric fence, they swing through the treetops together, decaying clones of each other. A grass hut is abandoned just to the south, and the walls are lined with a series of notes on the behavior and biology of the adult apes. Maybe there's something to learn from the scrawlings. Alright, campaign rewards is going to be... Okay, so this isn't loot. These guys aren't loot that I have to hold. Inside the hut, there are extensive notes on Ape's nervous system. Treat this card as loot. Neurological notes at the start of battle reduce all animal baddies initiative by 1 for 2 uses. Okay, so for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and give this to Gasket over here to hold on to. We get 1 training point to go towards Nobulus, and or 1 progress point, and we each get a training point. So I'm going to take some time to think about that. I'll let you guys know at the start of the next video what I chose for each of their training points, and I'll go ahead and get everything set up for our Nobulus encounter, which will need to happen within 11 days, but I only need 4 VP or progress points to get there. So I am feeling pretty good about where we are. Once again, thank you for sticking with me. I hope that my loss of some video was not hugely discouraging to anyone. You didn't really miss much of a battle, I promise. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you feel like I made any mistakes, please feel to leave some notes in the comment section below. And if you want to know when the finale video airs, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night.